Good morning, my dearest children. Today, in English literature, we are going to continue with the same chapter that I have done last week. Chapter 8, Lucy looks into a wardrobe. Last week, we had done the reading. I read the chapter for you and I had posted an audio. I'm sure you must have listened to it. And I told you to learn the difficult words. Have you learned the difficult words, children? If you haven't done, please do so. So today, I'm going to explain this chapter. Before I explain, I would like to briefly tell you about the author. The author of the chapter is C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, his full name, Clyde Staple Lewis. He was a British writer. He studied English literature at both the Oxford University and the Cambridge University. These are the very, very famous and renowned university. He was born on 28 November 1898 in Belfast, Ireland, in the United Kingdom. Children, if you want to see a movie, there's a movie also based on this chapter, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Okay? So in this story, there are 4 children. Although it's not mentioned in your book, but there are 4 children. They are Peter. The names are Peter, Susan, Edward and Lucy. So in this chapter or in this topic, we are going to learn more about Lucy. Okay? As I told you, last time I explained to you, imagine if you have a magical wardrobe, what would you like to see? Okay? So in this story, we're going to see what Lucy found in this wardrobe. These children, all 4 of them, they are siblings. Sibling means they are brothers and sisters. They were sent to the country to escape the air raids of the World War II. This happened during the World War II. London was always, people out there are always fearful because of the air raids. You know what is air raid? Air raids means they drop bombs in the place where they lived and people lived in fear. So to escape the air raids, these children were sent to the country. They went to the country to live with a professor who was an old man who was not married. He lived with his housekeeper and he had 3 servants. So when they arrived in this old professor's house, Lucy was a little scared of the professor. But he took them inside, they had food and everything. So when it's night time, they all went to their bed and they said goodbye to each other. And these children, you know, they're very naughty. What did they do? They opened the window and they screamed outside to the woods and to the forest. They said good night, screaming good night to the forest. And then they went to their own bed. But at night, you know what happened? Lucy heard the sound of an owl. The owl was hooting at night. And then exclaimed in excitement when Lucy told them that she could hear an owl hooting. Lucy told them, so they all wanted to explore the forest. They started imagining themselves meeting snakes and foxes and many other things in the forest. So they went to sleep and they decided to go to the forest in the morning. But unluckily, when they got up in the morning, it was raining. So they could not go to the forest. So what did they do? They decided to explore the rooms in the mysterious house. The house is very mysterious. Okay? So there were many old passages and passageways and rooms leading to the other rooms. And there were passages leading to the balconies also. There were walls covered with books and old armor. The children, as they were going through the passages, they came upon an empty room with a large wardrobe. There was a looking glass in front of the wardrobe. Looking glass means a mirror, okay? In the front. There were nothing else except a dead blue bottle on the window sill. Peter looked inside and he saw nothing. There was nothing inside the room, so they all moved out. But you know what? Lucy, the youngest of all of them, stayed behind. And when she saw the wardrobe, she wanted to know what is inside the wardrobe. So she stayed behind and she opened the wardrobe, and then she looked in out of pure curiosity. And when she opened the door, 2 mud balls dropped out. You know what is a mud balls? That white things? We call it in Nepali kapur, okay? Inside, she saw row of long fur coats. She climbed and reached past the coats. She was careful not to leave the wardrobe door open. She left the wardrobe door open. She didn't close it because it's very, very foolish to close the door of the wardrobe if you go inside, isn't it? So as she crawled further inside, she was surprised as she could not encounter the back of the wardrobe. There was no, actually there should be a back of the wardrobe where you put your clothes, isn't it? There's a door in front and then there are shelves. But she was surprised she couldn't find the back of the wardrobe. She noticed that the hard floor had become mysteriously cold and soft, and that something prickly was all around her. Then she started wondering, and then she realized that the prickly thing that was coming to her came from the branches of trees, and that the floor was covered with snow. Imagine children inside a cupboard, the trees covered with snow she found inside a cupboard. And then she was more curious, and then again she started moving forward. As she was going, she kept on going, and then she was standing in the middle of the wood. And she was surprised when she was standing in the middle of the wood. She got inside a cupboard. After all the fur coats and all the things that she smelled very nice inside, now she is standing in the middle of the forest, of the wood, and it was at night time, and the snow was falling. Fearful, yet she was very excited, Lucy looked back and she saw the wardrobe, and the door was still opened, and she could see a bit of the empty room. Then she thought, okay, I'll be back on time. If anything happened, I can go back because the wardrobe is still open. She walked for about 10 minutes and finally reached a lamp post. She was surprised to see a lamp post in the middle of the wood. Just as she was thinking, what was the lamp post doing in the middle of the wood, she heard pitter-patter of feet coming towards her. She could hear footsteps coming toward her. And soon she saw a very strange man coming towards her. From the waist above, he looked like a man. From the waist above, he looked like a man. But from the waist below, he has legs of a goat and 2 horns on his head. He also had a tail. And he was carrying parcels and an umbrella covered with snow. He had a red muffler around his neck. Lucy imagined that this person must have just finished doing his Christmas shopping. And when he saw Lucy, he dropped his parcel on the snow. He was astounded. And when he saw Lucy, he was very surprised and he exclaimed, "Goodness graciously." Okay, so this is the story about Lucy, how she went inside the wardrobe. Instead of finding clothes, she found a few of them, the first, but again from there was nothing at the back of it. She went into the woods and she found this very strange man. Children, I'll be posting the video, a very short video, so please watch it, okay? And I hope you will enjoy watching the video when I post it maybe tomorrow. And children, I would like you to please do the work that I'm going to tell you here only today. If you look at page number 97, it's written here word bank. See the word bank, that this is the meaning. Page 97, page 98 also there's word bank there. Page 99 there's a word there, and 100 also there's word bank out there. Okay children, please copy this meanings in your English literature copy. And here in page number 101, you will see comprehension here. Comprehension, read the answer number 1 here. You have to tick the strange thing in this house. You have to circle them, okay? And number 2, number the events of the story in the right order. So please do these 2 in your copy. Okay children? And for the next reference to the context, we'll discuss it in the next class. I hope you enjoy listening to the story, and please do your work children. Bye bye, take care and stay safe.